Hello, boss. You okay?
You alright?
3 words to describe Nemanja.
Determined, tough, committed.
Perfect. Really appreciate your time, boss.
Only thing I have regrets that didn't have Ed Woodward at my time. Why are you laughing?
Because the money. You're talking money and contract and years.
You know what I'm talking about.
Immediately. Same. Just made me laugh. It reminded me of the old times.
They can never do it like I. When you see man pull up and slide, man stepped in a room with legends, Rio and Steve, you know it's a vibe. Check the podcast, what you wanna know? Don't ask me, go and ask Joe. If you're talking Premier League, he's on the front line and I gotta go. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. Vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know this.
Right then, welcome back to part 2. Listen, let's just get straight into it.
But just to go back to the players and obviously we always used to talk about the players. Who were the players that stood out for you and you just thought, wow, what amazing football players at United during training when we're playing there? Even players you played against in the Premier League.
I think whole package for me is Cristiano Ronaldo, because I remember when I came to the club, how he looked as a boy. He was skinny. He was someone who's always trying to do the skills and tricks, and how he developed over the years, how he trained, how he's educated and willing to sacrifice everything to achieve his dreams. I think that's example for the young generations. I think what you see Cristiano on Instagram, all flashy stuff, I think he earned it. He deserved it to have all those. But in his age, when he was 18, 19, 20, 21, to have that mentality, to work hard, to don't go out, to fight for your dream, and the way he did it, I think it's he deserved everything he got. And for me, I think Wayne Rooney, I think he failed in terms of that. I think he will be he's the one. I think if he was have a close mentality as Cristiano Ronaldo, he can achieve much more. Definitely, that's my feeling, because physically he was amazing, technically as well. I think he's a great teammate on the pitch. I think him and Carlos Tevez, you always as a defender, you want to have him in the pitch because they work hard for your team. And some great players in our team.
Do you think Wayne had do you think he was better than him technically when Cristiano was there, when they were younger?
No, I'm not saying. I think that they, in one moment, they're kind of
Similar.
Same. I think what brings Cristiano Ronaldo much, I think, higher, because his mentality to change and to improve, to work hard, to have goals, he set up for the future. And obviously mentality, and I think, I'm not saying that Wayne didn't have a mentality, but he played pure on his talent. He didn't invest in his body, he didn't invest in his extra trainings, and I would say the
physical side.
Physical side, yeah.
That Wayne was naturally
everything is natural, yeah.
At 14, 15 years old. Hairy chest.
Wow.
Strong. Yeah. Like, so he didn't have to work. Like he's saying, Cristiano walked in the door, skinny guy. Left, 8-pack.
8. Muscle.
Calvin Klein model.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Rio asked earlier on, hardest players you've played against in the Premier League. You mentioned Drogba a little bit earlier on. You mentioned, who are you coming up against? And there's this theory about you versus Fernando Torres or Rio, him giving you a hard time. We need to discuss this now. But let's go back to the hardest player you played against.
I think when you think about the hardest player, I think you're thinking about the team who's competing against our time when we were challenging for the title. That was the Chelsea. And definitely would say that Didier Drogba was one, was really difficult to play, especially when you play at Stamford Bridge.
Small, tight pitch. Everything is close to the box. He's so clever, strong. Sometimes he fake, in the box, he fell down. Next time he goes strong. He's kind of, he did his strength. And I think definitely he's the one. He was at that time, especially in the early days of
of my career in United, he was amazing. Then after you have Sergio Aguero. Then after when you play in Manchester City, he was amazing.
What is it about him?
Listen, when you see him next to you, you see his calves.
Massive legs, strong. You can't
His
move him.
calves, like my guys. It's amazing. You see, can this guy move? But he was fast, man. Especially in the first 5 yards.
And he's shooting off left or right.
Shooting right. Yeah, he was great. Obviously, Suarez. Torres is mentioned always. Torres he has I think 1 or 2 years he has a great at Liverpool. That was the year that they challenged us for the trophy.
Yeah.
They were really close. I think that was the game. I think at Old Trafford when I made mistake with
The red card.
No. There's the one which I misjudged the ball.
Yeah.
I wanted to header the ball, and I wanted to let ball go past me, and then header to Edwin. I misjudged. Torres took that ball and scored the goal. I think we lost that game. I think 2-1 or 1-0. I think something like that. He was a good player. But listen, if I talk now about the certain players which I did well against, but it's not about me to talk about it. I think people, they can judge about, the way they see the things and how they see it. Only thing I can say that when I play for Man United for 8.5 years, I give my best 100%, and I don't have regrets in terms of that, and I'm happy what I achieved, and I think I will leave that to the people to decide how they see my games I played against certain players.
Well, we've got loads of honours, mate, and stuff like
Do you
that. So I
think-
think
Do you think that the fact that you don't do interviews, you don't do media work, you move to Italy and you're back home in Serbia, do you think that certainly the British media doesn't give you the respect that you deserve, or maybe diminishes what you did a little bit, because there's not many on the same level as you two? If any, on the same level as you two.
Listen,
I can answer that for you if you want.
yeah.
Because I know he doesn't like to answer questions about himself.
I want to know his thought on it though.
Go on, give it yours. I'll tell you what I think of that.
Definitely, even when I was playing the football professionally, still, I didn't do many interviews. I didn't like doing a lot of interviews. Obviously, especially at that time, I was playing game every 3 days. So actually, my games are saying, how good I am, or why I should talk about it. Obviously, now when time's going, and obviously people forgetting the certain generations, certain players. Obviously, some people they like to be reliable and start talking about how good they are in the past. But I think trophies we won with the club, I think that's what's talking for Rio and myself. Obviously, individuals award, which I have quite few, and I'm satisfied what I achieve, and I don't have to approve anyone.
I know you don't.
I'm satisfied with what I achieve, and I'm happy.
Do you think you are underrated or not appreciated because you don't do the interviews though? Do you think you'd have more adulation if you did?
I think even then, I think media, it's very important. Then when I was playing, even more now. I think you have to be visible. You have to, obviously, be clever the way you're going to present yourself. But it's very important. It's very important. And then I don't think I'm anything it's took from me, that I feel that I have to be bigger than I am, or people should talk about me that I was better than I was. Like I said, I'm happy what I achieved, and it's my decision that I want to be not much in the media. It's so it's kind of it's normal. You're not visible, you're not there. People forget how good you are probably, and new kids they're coming, new players. Only thing I have regrets that didn't have Ed Woodward at my time. Why are you laughing?
Because the money. You're talking money and contract. And
you know what I'm talking about.
Immediately. Same.
Listen, because if you ask me, do I regret? Because David Gill, like I said before, and Sir Alex Ferguson were at the club. They're actually trying to set up levels of the salaries or the structure for the certain players, what they have now, what they're gonna get, where you have to get to, and what you have to
do to get to
there.
that.
Exactly.
So with Ed, it was a free fall.
Bro.
Mate,
And
imagine
obviously-
walking in after the Sanchez one. Excuse me, let's talk about my contract, please.
So actually, if you ask me for regret,
Vida, talking to the leadership, you got the armband at Manchester United. What does that mean? What did that mean when you got that? How proud was you? What did it give you? And what type of leader was you?
I tell you, the Rio, I think we talk about it. We remember when that happened. And I tell you, first time when I get to a situation that someone told me that they're considering for me to be the captain. And I was like, That was the Beşiktaş game away, Champions League. And at the time, my agent negotiated with the club my new contract. And that was going for long, maybe for 3, 4, maybe 6 months. And in one moment, Fergie came to me and said, Vida, listen, let's sort this with your agent. I'm seeing you here for the future. You are the big part of the future. I see you as the captain. And then I was saying, okay, boss, I know, but my agent is negotiating. It's all up to him. I'm saying, he's saying captaincy. I say, okay, I want to have what the best players, defenders have. That was my kind of idea. I don't know how much is that, but I said I want to have as best defender in a Premier League have, and that my agent negotiating. And Gaal came with that captaincy. I was saying he was trying to convince me to to sign. And after 1 year, Mick Phelan called me to go to the Gaal. Before first game in the season, he called me and said, Vida, you're captain. I said, okay, but you're a captain, be who you are, do what you do, no issues. And that's how happened. That's whole story. That I never was someone who's actually pushing for the captaincy and trying to be in the dressing room, trying to be sweet on awards and stuff like that. But who I am on the pitch, I always one who was talking, always talking, move left, move right, making the difficult decision in terms of saying to Patrice, go, stay, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of maybe that what Gaal thought, that I'm the leader and as I am, what I do, but that's the way I was playing.
Did you change anything in your game when
No, I
you were
didn't. But I think you have to say that.
No, I didn't see a change, but sometimes in your mind, your mind plays games with you.
No, I didn't want to change because I realized that actually my belief was why I got Armband was because what I am on the pitch, not what I am outside of the pitch. So I was trying to do what I do. Be responsible, train hard, be responsible in terms of the way where I live, to be example to the new generations, the coming young generations, and to play the best I can, give my 100%.
Never rip anymore.
And that's what I believe that I got the Armband. Entire dressing room, there was a lot of captains. There was Edwin van der Sar, he was captain of Holland. Rio, you are the captain of the England. Patrice, I think, captain of France at the time. Who else was there? Giggsy captain. Who else was? Gary Neville was captain, but Gary didn't play at all. Maybe 3-4 games. So actually, Cristiano Ronaldo was there. Wayne Rooney was there. So, big players. So actually,
it's almost the easiest place to be a captain. Then,
yeah, because it's kind of everything is natural. It's kind of you don't have to push for anything. So,
and you look at the obviously Harry Maguire's captain now. We were lucky to be in the era we were in a certain way. We made our luck. We worked hard, but we get into a dressing room that was winning. Yeah. And we had that culture and environment. Imagine being the captain now. How difficult would you find that?
I think that captaincy now and before is not the same. I think the coaches as well, they don't see it the same.
In what way?
I think you can hear that even the Mourinho said once, the guy who's actually wearing the armband is not my captain. So I think that's come from the club. I think to be the strong captain, you have to have support from manager, you have to support from the club. In these days, in dressing room with the young players, the amount of money they earn, influence they have, it's difficult to. I understand what you're saying. It's difficult to be the captain, but if it's a strong club, if it's the manager is supportive to the captain, I think he has a easy job.
You think the captain still should be the one doing the dressing room discipline?
I don't think now it's even then when I was playing for United, discipline is someone who's gonna go there and shout. I think you get credibility with your way of playing if you play well and where you play, what you do in the trainings. Example, knowledge. That's how you get credibility. You don't credibility by I having Armband and now when I tell you what you do. So you have to be example and you have to do well. You have to first do well and then to speak to other people. I think that's what captain has to do. And I think that obviously Maguire has a problem because probably he didn't perform well. And if you don't perform well, it's difficult to say someone what he has to do. So for me, that's how I see it. I think the Maguire doing well for the national team. I think he did great for Leicester, but I think definitely and obviously he's struggling for Man United to perform the way he's performing for other clubs. So and the national team. So that's obvious, and it's difficult to again.
After you do that to get back
kind of respect. That's how I feel if I'm the football player and if I'm in a dressing room, and it's not nothing against I'm saying the Maguire now, but in general any captain has to be first there and has to show example, has to play well, has to run, has to fight for the club, and then everyone else will do it. Example.
Martinez has been is that what you're going to talk about?
Yeah.
I was going to say Martinez has been linked with a similar sort of play style as yourself. Do you see that?
Who?
Martinez.
Oh, I like him actually. He likes to defend, and that's first what I saw when he came. Obviously, I had a doubt when he came because of his height, but he's good in the air and he's trying to go away with his height and he knows how to position himself. I think definitely he's a good character and I think he's good for that dressing room. Definitely, because he has that mentality, winning mentality. He has to win. He's fighter, and
do you see the comparison with yourself, the way he plays?
No, I think he likes to defend. I think that's that desire. I think you need to have on the pitch, and you have to have a certain players do this kind of energy lifting, and then he does that. And unfortunately, he's injured now, but he's definitely a great signing for us. He did well. He did great.
Post your era, who's been the most impressive player that you've seen at Man United?
Defender or
player in general?
Listen, when you don't win the trophies, it's difficult to say someone is great. No, but listen, I thought before when I was saying about myself. I said I was lucky to play in this era with these players to win the trophies, and then you get rewards, and you get individual rewards, and obviously people start to recognize you as someone who's doing well. After tough question.
Can I just say on that?
Tough question.
Stop! You all need to stop saying that you were lucky to play in that generation. You made that generation, all of you. You did.
No, but the point is that we felt privileged. We got there, and it was a culture already before us. We added to the culture. We were lucky to get in at that time.
Opposition fans then just go, Fergie's overrated, he's overrated, you're overrated. Well, how did we win 13 titles with a shit manager and boring players?
No, I have to say that generally, I think you and me, Rio, we talked about it, and especially in the early days of our partnership. And like he said, sometimes even in the beginning, you remember, I was saying sometimes, maybe we deserve more praises sometimes what we do, isn't it, on the pitch?
More what?
praise in terms of the like.
We deserve more.
Deserve more.
Oh, 100%. We always said it.
In terms of the, you know, sometimes you're saying there is the things that to win the game you have to have a clean sheet. To score, obviously to win the game you have to have someone to score the goal. But if someone scoring the goal and you always conceding the goals, it's difficult. So clean sheets, it's very important for the club who want to win the trophies. If you look at the statistically, I think, especially in my time and our time, when we played, team who lose less goals winning the trophies. Least.
Yeah, definitely.
So actually, even now, I think that trend, if you see now teams who winning the trophy has to lose less goals than other team.
What did we also used to say on the way out? Was the last thing?
And in our mentality was, don't concede the goal.
Clean sheet.
Clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet. And we always have a goal in our team. Someone will score. Defend, fight.
The last thing on the way out of the change room, on the way to the tunnel, me and him used to say, clean sheet. Clean sheet, Vida. Clean sheet.
Yeah. No. We always, because that's your job. As a defender, first of all, you have to understand what's your job. Okay, you want to play from the back, that's good. Everything extra you can give. And more people, coaches and fans expecting from you to play from the back. And I agree 100% that. That's very important. But you don't forget to defend. Because that's going to give you the trophies.
But now, when you ask about a defender, if you're doing recruitment or people are talking about a defender, the first thing they say, is he comfortable on the ball? Can he play?
Yeah.
It's before, can you defend?
Yeah.
It's almost like they've reversed it now.
So they
and when you look at it and look at the players now, who's your favourite defender to watch now in today's game?
I always loved young defenders. I want to see someone new. Obviously, no World Cup.
Gvardiol.
Croatian defender. He was great. Good on the ball. He was aggressive. You can see that he likes to take the ball from defenders, and I like that. You want to see defender. You want to take the ball. He likes to defend. Same like I said before about Martinez. He likes to take the ball from defender. That's his job. You can see he can tackle, he fight, but as well when he have a ball, he want to play. So you know what I mean.
So Gvardiol
is someone that I really like that, and as obviously the other defender as well in Croatia now they have two young defenders. He's 23, I think, as well. He's the one as well. He played for the World Cup. So I like to see young defenders. We don't have defenders to say, "Oh, I like this guy." You know, remember before Nesta, Maldini, Cannavaro. Where is these defenders now? No,
you're saying on the train.
The last one is still playing. It's in Paris Saint-Germain. Ramos. After him, tell me. Obviously, Liverpool. Van Dijk, obviously, but we don't have someone saying like, "What a defender."
We both left the club in the same time. How was that moment for you? That last probably 6 months leaving the club. Moyes was the manager.
It was disappointing. It was disappointing because I remember when David Moyes came. To be fair, I really wanted to happen. I really wanted to help him to achieve his goals, and I think definitely that he's a good man. I think he's a good man. He has a good heart, but I think it was difficult for him to come after Sir Alex Ferguson, especially that we won the title before David came. And I remember that what was issue with me after 2-3 months, that he didn't really put the stamp what he want. It was always like, do it what you think, how you think, you can go high, you can go back. It's kind of never clear message. And there was happening one situation when we were together, I think, in his room after the City game, and I told him that's how I felt, and that he has to tell exactly what he wants so that we can deliver. And I think he took that personally. And since then, I think our relationship was not
strong.
Was not the same. And And obviously after that, my contract was expiring in 8 months, and club didn't call me to renew my contract. Obviously at the time, Wayne Rooney was negotiating his contract. He has a 2 years, I think, contract left, and they signed a contract with him, but they didn't talk to me. So I felt that as a signal that the club don't want to sign a contract with me, and I accept that. Obviously, sometimes you don't go well with the David. Obviously, I never had issue with the David personally. Never. Definitely, I'm saying again, I really wanted to happen, and I think he's a good man. He's tried his best, but he was, I would say, he was not strong enough to say, I want to play this kind of football. Even if it's wrong, I want to play this kind of football. And I think he was playing on a half. I want a bit of this, I want a bit of that. You won a title last season, you do whatever you did, let's win it again. I don't want to, because it's difficult for coach to come and change straight away everything. This is the winning team, and now I'm going to play my game, and it's kind of, I understand him as well as now, because I did some education with the coaching, and improve myself in different areas. But I still think that message from the top has to be clear. Even if it's the bad, you have to decide. You are the boss.
The big thing is no matter how experienced or how good you are, football players within a team need to be guided, need to be told. Doesn't matter if you've played 500 games, and we've won X, Y, Z. You still want to be told. We're conditioned to be told and shown.
What I'm talking about here, I'm talking about, do you want to press high or you want to go deep? So there is the questions tactically in terms of the football. You always, you can, coach can demand. But I'm saying in general, if you ask me my time, that last 6-8 months, I think after that situation against City, we had that conversation, and I think this is the time when I think David did understand that was my really question, not really anything to go against him, and then. Obviously, that's which effect that I didn't stay there. But I'm not really regret now, because I think it was the right decision for me to say what I said. And I don't blame David that actually he reacted like that. It's his decision. I understand the club, especially at the time, you have to give the coach that decision to make, Do
you think that team that won the title in 2013 could have won another title in 2014?
Was the issue then? Actually, after the 6 months, David was gone. Actually, the 6 months after that, obviously next season, Luis van Gaal came as a coach, which was
Did you wish you played for Louis?
Honestly?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
This made me laugh. It reminded me of the old times.
No, but no. If you ask me honestly, no, because I think is totally different, which I used to have at the club.
Robin van Persie loved him. Remember?
No. I'm not saying that anything against his one of the most successful coaches in
football. Yeah.
In a football. Don't make me wrong. I'm not saying anything which is. If you ask me at the time in my age, when I was, and the way he actually demand and what he demand from the players and the way how he treat the players, I don't think it will be good for me, because I definitely knew that I will react to the certain things if he tell me something.
He would have lost his head.
So actually it will create bad energy in terms of them, because I don't think character of he has and I have, I don't think we will go well together. So that's how I felt from people playing under his coaching. So it's just because of that. Because only that reason, but he's one of the most successful coaches in the world. Not question about that. This is more about me and him personalities,
Just to change tack, I get asked this question all the time. How would you defend against Haaland? Haaland's come to this country and destroying every record. How would you defend against him?
I don't let him to go behind me. I think when he's facing the opponent goal, he's not very dangerous. I will always be close to him to don't let him turn. But everything go behind, that's what he likes. Everything behind. Obviously, when you play for Man City, it's easy to say then do it because he always gonna find the spots the way Guardiola play. My opinion, I think even if I play the striker with Guardiola, I will score 12, 13 goals.
Same. I'll get 20.
No. I think I will score 12, 13 goals.
It's true though.
No,
so many opportunities.
No, he's creating opportunities for the strikers, and definitely he's amazing. I think he's the best striker we have, number 9, after Ibrahimovic and Drogba. We don't have number 9. I think he's the only one, and we have a Serbian guy, Vlahovic, which is struggling now in Juventus, but he's still young. Hopefully he will recover from that, but we don't have number 9s.
Vlahovic keeps getting linked with United. Do you think he could play her?
I think sometimes, when you're choosing the players for the club, you have to know what kind of football you want to play. You don't just bring player there because you see, okay, his name show up and now I'm going to buy him and it's going to be good for me. And, it's going to sound good for the fans and stuff like that. No, I'm buying the player because I think it's going to be good for my team. It doesn't matter it's called Haaland or it's called Nemanja Vidic. It's like Fergie did from Spartak Moscow, bring Nemanja Vidic. Who knows who's Nemanja Vidic? Or, you know what I mean? So I think sometimes you have to know what you want. I think that Ten Hag, he knows what he wants. I think same as Guardiola when he came to England. I think he needed that 1 year or 2 years to understand the league. If you remember when Guardiola came to the Man City,
he didn't win the first time.
Not just that, I think the players he bought in the beginning and after was different.
They weren't right.
You can see now when he buying the players, he tried to buy good physically, speed, strength, or technical, but definitely not soft players.
Yeah.
So I think he's changed as well. I think Ten Hag as well, he has a DNA in terms of the way he want to play. But I think as well to learn the league, intensity, physicality of the game, he will understand more. I think he did really well. I think he's doing really well. I think he's not just as a coach. I think the certain things, how he reacted, I think
Cristiano, Rashford, etc.
Yeah.
So
I think in the end of the day, Cristiano's situation, I think helped him as well to in this situation because what he said, Cristiano, it's make it easy for him to do it. But I think in general he was trying to deal with this situation, and he was patient. And in the end, I think he gets what he wants in terms of that Man United now playing more as a team than he was playing in the last 4 or 5 years.
Man United need a striker. That's obvious. Who would you be saying, this is the guy we've got to go now? There's not many in the market.
You still saying Kane?
If you ask me honestly, I would say that he's not just a striker. I think that definitely the players who winning the title is the players who's playing in the middle. Okay. That's a striker, midfield player, and 2 central defenders. Everything else you can do it. This is the heart of your team. I think we still can strengthen that. I think striker is the toughest question you can ask me. Actually, toughest tonight. I don't know.
I'll give you some options. You got Osimhen, Napoli. They're saying Harry Kane. Who else?
Vlahovic, as you mentioned.
As you said.
Yeah. You've still got Weghorst, who could sign permanently as well.
Why are you smiling?
I will ask honestly. I will not buy the striker just to buy him if I'm not sure, 100%.
That means you buy Kane then.
But Kane, for how much money and for how long?
Big dough.
3 years, 25 goals he's given you, guaranteed.
Yeah, but how old is he?
It's 100 million, you write it off.
I'm just asking the question. You didn't ask the question.
100 million, Maybe. I don't know, 80 million.
How old is he?
It's dead money. But he could bring the Premier League.
No, I'm it's top striker for last 10 years. He will score the goals, but definitely I will go for other options. Whatever is other option, I will go for other option. I think that there is the way to have a striker for many years. I think club has to think for many years, and we have to find the players 23, 24. They're gonna stay there for 7 years, especially in that heart of the team. People they're producing. So that's the heart of the team, and you have to have 2-3 players all the time, and everything else you're gonna create. And I think you cannot say that fast. You have to do diligence. You have to understand what you need, and you need time. And this is the time now where the club has to think about it. And definitely, I think he's defender that should look at as well, because I see that we have injured defenders.
I thought that's why you're here this week.
So I definitely think that we need someone who's actually young, someone that can challenge those two.
Kim Min-jae? Kim Min-jae?
Now we can speak about the names. I know the guys that you like that, but it's I don't want to offend anyone, or I don't want to I don't want to say that someone is not for the Man United. Of course it is, but it depends what you want. Even Berbatov came, how old he was when he came for
28,
29. So Man United at the time, they paid big money for him. Even Robin van Persie. It depends what you need and what you think what's going to get you the title. If Harry Kane is going to bring you the title, of course he's the name. But it depends which direction you're going to go. Definitely club doesn't have that much time to wait. I think they need to win the title. I think the Champions League is the target this season, but next season is challenging for more. And
it's also changed as well from when you guys used to play, because you knew Fergie was going to be there, Sir Alex was going to be there for a long time. He's not going anywhere. With some of these managers, they've only got a couple seasons, so they need to get it right straight away.
Listen, I think, like I said before, I think Ed Woodward has a lot of time to bring the club in the right direction. But I think now Richard Arnold, I think he's doing well in this short period of time. I think he made good decision, him or sports side, whoever did that, to bring Ten Hag and settle the situation. And obviously certain things that they did in the last 6 months or 1 year that is showing that club is strong when you decide when they want to do something. So I think in terms of that, I see some improvement. But what was the question after? Sorry.
No, it wasn't more of a question. It was just saying that managers these days, I can see your philosophy and your thinking, and it's really from the generation long term, which is good. I think most clubs and fans want it.
Long term, of course, but not long term next 100 years. But I think you have to bring the right players on the right position. I said that before. Center part is that players that winning the trophies. When you think about the next season, what do you think? How many goals you have to score to win the title? Who's going to score the goals? You have to have clean sheets.
Simple.
So you have to find a balance. You have to find a balance between scoring goals and playing defensively well. And that's the decision of the coach and the club to find that. It's not easy, especially in this time when you have a lot of money to bring someone who's worth on the market to actually scoring goals, have good statistics. But that statistics is not long as a 5-6 years. You don't have anyone doing that for consistently for 6-7 years. You have someone who's doing for 1 year, maybe 2 years, and straight away they're asking for 100 million.
Yeah.
Like when we play, this is I think our conversation I have all the time. You got to prove yourself over 3 or 4 years before even you can think about
moving.
You're Arsenal.
getting a big deal or a big transfer.
Now 1 year you play well, 2 years,
6 months.
100 million.
If you're in today's market, then you went to Man United for 7 million. Rio went for a bit more. How much are you valuing yourself in today's market, or Rio?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about my salary.
Yeah.
I don't care about how much is my value.
He's thinking 300,000 a week.
Oh man,
Minimum.
Well, it's possible.
Yeah, in
Easily.
today's market.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Is if Ed Woodward was still about.
What are you saying,
Now
Rio?
listen, what I'm trying to say always, even in my time, the ex-football players, they will say, listen,
Yeah.
look at how much
We're now
Vidic
them
earning.
guys.
You know what
We're
I
now
mean?
the same guys.
No, but you know what I mean? But this is the world we're living, you
We
know?
used to speak about this.
Yeah, it's Steve Bruce. How much Steve Bruce had in Pallister? It's
Do you remember
It's
when we
not.
used to sit in the sauna again? Sorry, the sauna. And we used to say, man,
because you like to shave in a
yeah, lovely. Wet shave. But we used to sit in there and talk about like, well, man, we're at probably the best time ever in the history of the Premier League. And we used to talk about, do you think it'll get more than this? I say, nah, we've hit the peak.
Yeah.
And then we retired and we were sitting there going, whoa, we came in at the wrong time.
Wow.
Because he just went crazy, man. The numbers, different.
During the first 5 minutes of doing this, I'm just sitting here absolutely freaking out, and I've never done that. Like, look who we've interviewed all the time, and I'm sitting here just going, fucking hell. And I think it's because you don't do media. And we used to Rio, seeing you on the TV and that all the time, and everybody else that we get on an interview, and I'm over it almost. But because we don't see you, this is an absolute treat. So thanks to Rio for hooking this up. But thanks for coming, because I properly
Thank you for
appreciate
inviting
it.
me.
What was it like watching him in?
Oh, well, the pair of you, it's 2 and 3. You know that. You know my thing.
His favourite centre back.
Yeah, I think Yapstam. I think Yapstam was incredible. But what you two achieved was mega. And I actually think my favourite team was the treble team, because I just like that. It had a bit of flavour about it. But I think the best team was your team. I think you can go into any era, and I think that team had a bit of tactical flexibility. 99 team came from behind a lot, and I think it relied a little bit more on heart and passion, whereas I think you guys controlled, and I think that was a lot of what you two did at the back. Both of you play on the halfway line, not afraid to go 1v1 at the back, while that midfield is going to dominate. That was the first sort of successful midfield three that we had, wasn't it? And then the goals in Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez. I would happily, and we got 3 Champions League finals. There's no other era that United have done that. So that for me was the best. But yeah, watching you two at the back was an absolute treat. And I think I mentioned it to you last week, didn't I? All of this Virgil van Dijk stuff that's just been popped up in the last week, I've gone on a bit of a trip and watched some of you guys playing again. There's just no one doing what he was doing. Just the challenges. VAR would probably hate you at the moment. I think you got away with quite a lot because you were so on the edge. But I think as the Stretford enemy, it's fine. That's fine.
I agree with that.
But I think as a player, you was one that the fan base really got behind because you played like one of us that was out there and like got it. And I think because you always played by putting your head in stupid places, I think it was a joy to watch. So cheers.
Thank you. Thank you for nice words.
We went out of our way as well to.
He's an Arsenal fan,
There's a
he's
couple things, but we went out of our way to speak to one of our friends, Vuj, who's from Serbia. He's a big fan, and obviously we told him just beforehand. We was like, "Shh, don't say anything." His one question was, "What is the biggest thing in your career that you think you've achieved?"
I think a part of actually winning the trophies and playing for Man United national team of Serbia, Red Star Belgrade, I think what I'll achieve that I've been in many different countries, and I have to say that helped me to create my character, to understand that some things you don't do because some other people wanted to do it because that's right to do it. So I think I achieved that I'm more stable, that I'm more I would say knowledgeable than if I didn't play football and if I didn't move out of Serbia. So I think 18 years abroad, to be in different country, that's the big achievement. And be in different cultures in Russia, England, and Italy, totally 3 different mentalities and cultures. And I think that's helped me to, in all countries I think I adapt well and I have friends. And I think that's biggest achievement.
Thank you.
Got one. This is the last thing, Vida. Right, so I've got Sir Alex Ferguson on the phone. I knew he was coming on. I thought, let me just speak to the main man, the boss. And I asked him what 3 words best describe Nemanja Vidic.
Hello.
Hello, boss. You okay?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Yourself?
I don't mind. Yeah.
You're not on the treadmill, are you?
No, I've not been in treadmill for a couple of days.
Okay. Oh, good. Just having a chill out, rest up.
Yeah, I was doing nothing, just relaxing.
Oh, good. Right, listen, I won't take too much. I won't take too much of your time. I know you're busy, boss.
Right.
But I'm seeing Nemanja in a little while, and I just wanted to have a little message maybe from yourself, like just maybe a couple of questions. So, boss, just the first one is, what did you see in Nemanja that made you go for him and sign him for Man United?
Well, it was scout in Croatia. Good guy. He recommended him. He played as a third centre back. So I mean, we very, very seldom played a 3 at the back. So I left it. About 2 weeks ago, he signed for the Russian team, and so we sort of kept an eye on it. And then when it came to their winter break and they were struggling as a team, we put a bid in for him and managed to get him. So it was a bit of luck actually, because we used the window, the Russian window, where they stopped playing at December and don't start till bloody March, So that was the background to him to join us.
Did he become everything that you imagined him to be, or did he go beyond everything you thought?
Exactly what we needed. Someone that could clear the penalty box, determination. It was a sort of a Brucey, really, It's similar types of, a really top defender. Because the centre back beside him was useless.
I was waiting for that.
So if you look at the pairings of our centre backs, there was a good contradiction. Your Bruce and Palace. Palace was a quick one, really good pass of the ball. Brucey was determined, could head the ball, could tackle. And then there was Stam and Johnson, similar things, yourself and Vidic, So the combinations were all alike, they're all good.
All right, who was the best pairing then out of them 3 pairings you just mentioned?
Oh, I couldn't do it. I've been over, honestly, I've been over that 1 million times.
All right.
I don't know many people ask me that. It's the same as who was your best team and all that. I couldn't do it because here's a good question for you, right? In my time at United, right?
Yeah.
At 29 centre forwards, everyone in international.
Oh, wow. Who's the best?
Name them.
Name them. Right. Well, I'm going to use that on my show. I'm going to do that. I'm going to name them.
Yeah.
I'll do that. And my last question before I let you go, boss. Jamie Carragher come out the other day saying that Torres tortured Nemanja Vidic all the time and etc. and Virgil van Dijk's better, etc. Do you go along with that? I looked at a stat the other day. 15 times we played against Torres, it says, and only 3 goals he scored.
But the problem with what he's talking about, he brought him down twice when he was going through and goal. So it looks as if he was tortured in that respect. The second sending off was a bit unfair. So he sort of grappled with him at Old Trafford and they get sent off. So I think what Jamie Carragher is saying is the fact that he was sent off twice against Vidic, once at Anfield, once at Old Trafford, suggests that he tortured him. But other than that, all centre forwards, he had his qualities. But I wouldn't say that he was the best centre forward ever played against Vidic. Far from it.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, boss.
I mean, there's a certain inclination to and suggestion because Vidic was sent off against them, they'd actually torture. But one tackle can get you sent off, Rio.
Exactly. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. 3 words. Last one. 3 words to describe Nemanja.
Determined, tough, committed.
Perfect. Really appreciate your time, boss.
No bother.
How do you feel about that?
Happy with that.
It's a nice way to end, man. He respected you a lot because you was very, very straight and honest and, like he said, committed. And I think he saw a lot of himself in you. Like that, them traits of being committed, determined, courage, all those things that go towards winning and winning consistently over a long period of time. So definitely, I don't think the manager, he doesn't waste too many words on people. So to get that is good. I'll be happy with that.
No, I'm very happy. Probably I'm going to see him tomorrow, so.
Oh, good. Okay.
Maybe that's why he said that.
Yeah. Well, I'll send you the rest of it. You can listen to it. But listen, I want to say thanks. I've been badgering this guy for probably 5 years, 6 years. And to get you on, it's been a pleasure to have you on, man, because we've done some good stuff together and I'm looking forward to what comes in your future.
Thank you, guys. I enjoyed it.
Well, good to see you, man.
Right, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Rio, for hooking this up. It was absolutely sensational, Nemanja. Thank you for coming. Thank you to you guys for making it all the way to the end of this. And because you made it all the way to the end of this, I'm going to get both of these two to sign some shirts. And the funniest comment that makes me laugh, we're going to pick, and you can have a signed shirt from
But you have
Rio.
to be a subscriber.
Yeah, subscribe.
Subscriber.
Make sure to subscribe. Who we got next?
Can't say.
How do you top this?
Got to go some to get that.
Hit subscribe and we'll find out.
They got to put the notifications on as well. That's really important.
All right, notifications, subscribe, make me laugh. See you in the next one.